Hey, and welcome back, everyone. This is the First Inning Radio Show, and we're live on Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Search the First Inning Radio Show on Spotify, BX Bomber 2011 on all social media, and you'll find me along with Roger, the big Yankee fan. Say hello, Roger.
Hello, good evening, BX Bomber. We are recording on January 14th, 2020, and this is our third radio show of the new year at this point in time, and things are going pretty good. We had a little spell of warm weather, but we're going to start to get back to January down here very shortly. We have one more day of warm weather, and then it'll start to become a little more seasonable again.
Well, we still have to get past February, so it's still gonna be it's still gonna get cold. So, and then the
Oh
cold.
yeah. We're right in the middle of winter here, so we can definitely expect some more cold weather. And the Yankees' first spring training game is about 5 weeks away, February 22nd. That'll be a Saturday afternoon game against the Blue Jays.
Wow.
So right around the corner, we'll have some 2020 Yankees baseball as they start spring training.
Yeah, man, and talk about Yankee baseball. All nine players have went away with arbitration, so they'll be taking the
Yes,
league minimum. And I think they were coached on that
right, right.
because because if they don't if they didn't do that and fight for the arbitration for the most money, they can actually break up the team of the Yankees because eventually they won't be able to afford them. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
So they did the right thing by taking a pay cut and staying together and try to win a championship together. That's the mentality what they did. You know?
Right, exactly. And what they did is they got nice raises. But the deal is what they're doing is saving money now and also stopping from hard feelings taking place because Judge has gone from making $700,000 last year, which is tremendous money for you and me, of course. But Judge will be making $8 million in 2020 now. So they have given him a very hefty pay raise, and they gave Gary Sanchez a raise up to $5 million. And they have made several deals with the seven other with the nine players all together, and they have all gotten nice arbitration raises.
It's just scary to me that we don't know how the future is and how money is, and we can actually lose Aaron Judge or some of these players in the next 3 years because Aaron Judge's contract is up in the next 3 years. So
Yes,
you know,
yes, I believe Judge is going to want to be very much like Derek Jeter was, or the way Brett Gardner wants to be, and I believe that Judge will probably want to stay with the Yankee, but as a Yankee. But we will have to see, of course, how everything works out with the money and everything. But they did give him a nice raise, where he will be making $8 million in 2020 now, a big raise up from $700,000 that he made last year. So he's getting a very nice raise, and with the baseball being the way it is, that is more accurate to what Judge should be making.
yeah, I think if he stays good, I think he'll get under $20 million a year, something like.
Yes, maybe he may take if they give him a 7-year contract or something, and that he may get give a hometown discount, where he may sign a nice 7-year contract because he will be 31 years old by the time he's free agent available.
Wow.
And they could give him a 6 or 7 year contract at $80 to $100 million, and that would be beautiful.
Wow, you see, that 6 years of being a free agent really kills the player because by the
Yes,
time they're
it
through with
does.
them, they're like a veteran and washed up by then. You know what I mean? And they're just like up for
Yes,
grabs
because
after that.
Dutch did not, begin his career as a 20-year-old or a 21-year-old like Bryce Harper. Judge, by the time Judge had his first full season with the Yankees, he was already 25 years old.
Yeah.
So therefore, he's going to be 31 years old when he's first eligible for free agency.
Yeah. And I always thought he was a young kid. He looks like a young boy. But
Well, he is. He's young. He's 27 years old or so, 27, 28 years old. So he is right in his prime now, and they have given him a very nice contract, a very nice salary for 2020,
yeah,
no doubt about it. And of course, as we all know, the Yankees had a tremendous amount of injuries last year,
right,
and the Yankees have overhauled their training staff.
right.
And I have a nice article from the Star Ledger,
So wait,
NewJersey.com.
but wait, when we mean training staff, who are we talking about? Training staff.
The training staff for their health and for their training. I have a nice article by Randy Miller from New Jersey Advanced Media in the Star Ledger, which explains all the personnel changes they've made.
All right, cool. Let's hear it.
Okay, the Yankees vowed to look for reasons why so many of their players kept getting hurt during the 2019 season, and their inquiry led to sweeping changes that were announced Tuesday. Here are details of the restructuring from the Yankees release. And number one is the health and performance staff will be led by Director of Player Health and Performance, Eric Cressy, who is new to the organization. Changes were made after the Yankees established a new major league record in 2019 by sending 30 players into the injured list. Included were long layouts for several players who had setbacks and or new injuries while rehabbing. Outfielders John Carlos Stanton and Mike Tauchman, starting pitcher Luis Severino, and reliever Dylan Betances included. And after a long and thorough review process, we're proud to welcome Eric Cressy, Cressey, Eric Cressy, to the New York Yankees to oversee our player health and performance team. Yankees General Manager Brian Cashman said in a statement, Eric is a highly accomplished coach in the fitness world and has a strong reputation in the baseball industry in regards to athlete training, performance, and player care. Among his responsibilities, Eric will have a large hand in staffing, assessments, facility enhancements, equipment, continuing education, and technology. We're excited to have Eric join the Yankees to best serve our players across the organization, said Cashman. Here are bios on the Yankees health and performance staff from the team release. Cressy is 38 years old and will oversee the club's strength and conditioning program in his first year with the Yankees. Since co-founding his company, Cressy Sports Performance, in 2007, he has worked with athletes of all ages and levels, from youth sports to professionals and Olympians, helping them reach the pinnacle of performance in their sports. However, his most extensive work has been directing the off-season training regimens for more than 100 baseball players. He will continue serving as president of Cressy Sports Performance, which specializes its training programs on kinesiology and biomechanics, and has facilities in Hudson, Massachusetts, and Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Cressy Sports Performance previously employed newly appointed Yankees pitching coach Matt Blake as pitching coordinator. Number two that is coming to the staff is Donovan Santos, who is 42 years old, will join the Yankees as the team's assistant director of player health and performance, becoming the first person to hold the position for the club. It will be his 20th season working in professional baseball, having spent each of the last 17 seasons with the Toronto Blue Jays. He most recently served as Toronto's head of strength and conditioning. Also coming to the staff is Brett McCade, who is 40 years old. He will join the Yankees this season as the club's major league strength and conditioning coach. He most recently spent 6 seasons, 2013 to 2018, in the same role with the San Diego Padres. Prior to his time with the Padres, he spent 7 seasons, 2006 to 2012, with the Arizona Diamondbacks as minor league strength and conditioning coordinator from 2003 to 2005. He was strength and conditioning coach in the Blue Jays system as well. And they also brought on Michael Schuck, who is 37, will begin his first season as Director of Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation after spending 6 seasons as the team's physical therapist and assistant athletic trainer before joining the Yankees. And also coming to the team, staying with the team, will be Steve Donahue, who is 63 years old, will begin his 42nd consecutive season in the Yankees organization and first as the team's Director of Medical Services. He served as the team's head athletic trainer for the last 8 seasons, 2012 to 2019, after spending 26 years, 1986 to 2011, as the Yankees assistant athletic trainer under Gene Monahan, during which time he shared Major League Baseball's athletic training staff of the year honors in 1990 and 2010. So those are some of the new staff members to help the Yankees to avoid some of the injuries and to train and be physically fit.
Yeah, I hear that, man. I want the job of gym manager. I want to be the gym manager of the Yankees. My job
wow, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, my job would be to put back all the dumbbells and equipment and wipe it down and make sure the towels are clean. That's it.
Yeah, you would get a workout by doing that.
Yeah.
I would imagine they probably have a lot of nautilus equipment, though. I'm sure they have free weights as well, but I would imagine they probably have a lot of nautilus equipment.
And I won't take them to no arbitration or anything. They can pay me a hefty $800,000 a year. I'll be good.
Oh, okay, I'll go to that as well.
You know,
and
the gym equipment will be immaculate.
Yeah, my goodness, I would like to go for that as well.
But honestly, I really wonder how those people really get those jobs. You know, I know they have to go to college and whatnot and all that, but man, you got to be like basically like almost a doctor to like work at these jobs. You have to really know what the hell you're doing.
Oh yeah, to be training and that kind of thing. You definitely have to go to school and do a lot of training that way, and go to school and do a lot of studying.
Yeah, I saw. Not to get off the topic, there was the manager, the equipment a manager for the Patriots. I was watching this, and this guy has to make sure they have to get fed and all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? There's a whole big project that I never knew that what goes beyond the scenes. You know, and then in baseball, I mean, there's so much stuff going on is that half the stuff they never even show us. You know, so I really wish they would tell us how it works. You know what I mean?
Well, really, what would be great for you is if you can get a type of job that is similar to like Ryan Rucco or something like that, where you can go behind the scenes. Actually, Lee Mazzilli's daughter does something like that, where she goes behind the scenes. But you would be very good at documenting things. You know, you're very good with the camera.
I would be doing the workout routine with him.
Oh wow, that would be fantastic.
You know, like how they how would they use the hot tub, stuff like that, and for what reasons, or how would they bring inflammation out of a guy's arm that just got hit by a 90 miles an hour pitch on his arm or shoulder?
Yeah.
Like how do they treat that stuff? I would just like to know. You know, but I mean, a doctor probably could tell us how it is, but I would like to know how Major League Baseball does.
Oh yeah, well they have a lot of medical training, and they specialize in muscles and the skeletal frame of the human being, and training athletes and muscle pulls, and they have all different types of different treatments and different types of things that they have to do to help the players. And if someone breaks something, you know, then obviously they have to have the MRI and get to the hospital and receive further treatment.
And you know something? Honestly, the first time we really got to see how treatment works is when Jeter got sent down and he was hurting with his leg. You know, before he hit the home run for 3,000 hits. You ever see that documentary on HBO?
I didn't see that. I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it's a
But
real
I
good
know.
documentary about Derek Jeter and his behind the scenes before he gets the 3,000, and then he hits the 3,000, and you see all that on HBO, and he talks about it. But they had him down there with those guys working out, man, and yeah, it's a process, but they don't really show you what they really do. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know.
It's like a secret, you know?
Right, exactly. That is fantastic and very interesting to learn more about it. And I'm sure that with all the technology that we have now, if you do some searches, I'm sure you could find a lot of articles and a lot of information online about how the trainers work as well.
And you know something? I think the best trainers for Major League Baseball players and sports athletes, I think, would come from boxing because they have to well maintain those guys, you know?
Yes, yes,
So,
exactly.
you know, I think if you come out of the field of boxing, man, and if you can maintain a boxer, then you can maintain players, I believe.
Oh, yes,
Because they're
for
not
boxing
fighting,
trainers,
you know what I mean?
right.
So, it should be a lot easier. I don't know, but let's see what happens. I don't know.
Well, boxing trainers have to know how to deal with the medical staff for boxing has to know how to deal with bruises and contusions and cuts
Yeah.
and concussions as well. I would imagine a boxing trainer might be able to try to treat someone for a concussion.
Yeah, and also the trainers from MMA. I don't want to leave them out too.
Oh
Those
yeah,
would be very excellent because we got to remember those guys get bruises on their knees from sliding or on their elbow from doing a play or something like that. So they get
oh
hurt.
sure.
But we never see it. You know what I mean? And you know something too, we never see them with bruises.
Oh, I have. If they show close ups, you won't see the legs because they either have the pants or the socks pulled up. But you'll see marks on their arms. You'll see scabs and marks on their arms and bruises and all kinds of things. And they will also show, when a player just gets hit by a pitch, they might show a close up as he goes down the first base, the red welt that is forming on his forearm.
And you know who gets hits a lot too that they don't ever talk about is the umpires, man. The umpires need more love in baseball too, and
Oh
they get
yeah.
hurt, man, a lot, a lot, a lot.
Oh, the catchers too. The catcher
Yeah,
is the toughest position on the field. A catcher is not going to go through a game without getting hit with a foul ball.
at least once, right? Damn, that
Yeah,
sucks, right? That man, they should pay that guy the most money, right?
yes, I will tell you. I have a little bit of an interesting story here if you would like to hear it. It is, I believe, about the Staten Island Yankees.
Really?
And they are going to do something concerning the Astros. And if you would like, I'll go through this very quickly.
Before they get into that, I think if anybody could send this tape to Mayor De Blasio, right? The
And
city, right, is planning to put out new trash cans, right? Allegedly. Check this out. At the same
right,
time, right? I was thinking, right, it would be a great way to promote the new garbage can if sanitation will give out mini garbage cans at Yankee Stadium at an Astros game.
yes. Well, this is very similar to what we're talking about here. I'll run through it very quickly. One of the New York Yankees minor league affiliates is planning to have some fun at the Houston Astros' expense. The Staten Island Yankees announced Tuesday on Twitter that they will give away mini trash cans to the first 500 fans that attend their September 3rd game against the Tri-City Valley Cats.
Wow.
The Staten Island Yankees are the short season Class A affiliate of the New York Yankees.
Yeah, no, keep going.
Yeah. And the Tri-City Valley Cats are the equivalent affiliate of the Houston Astros. And let's see what else. On Monday, the Astros were handed severe penalties for a 2017 scheme that involved banging on the dugout trash can to signal to teammates what pitches were coming using a center field video camera to steal signs in real time. The Astros won the World Series that year, beating the Yankees in 7 games and winning all 4 games played in Houston in the American League Championship Series. The punishments included year-long suspensions for General Manager Jeff Luhnow and Manager A.J. Hinch, as well as a $5 million fine and the loss of the draft picks. The Astros chose to fire Luhnow and Hinch just hours after the suspensions were handed down by Major League Baseball. So Luhnow and Hinch are now fired.
Yeah, and now we're waiting on the Boston Tea Party.
Yes, exactly. Have I heard? Did I hear that Alex Cora may be fired?
Yeah, because the Red Sox were caught cheating as well. You didn't hear that scandal?
Yes, exactly. And Alex Cora, of course, was the bench coach for the Astros in 2017.
Yeah, but they didn't do anything to the coaches. They only did something to the manager and the general manager, and they gave the owner a $5 million fine.
Right, exactly.
Which they really can't do anything to the players because they're protected by the players' union.
Right, exactly. And I also have.
And another thing is the owners is the ones that wrote the Constitution and these rules on these baseball thing, so they're not gonna give themselves a $50 million fine. So he got $5 million fine, and this guy's a billionaire. You know, the owner of the Astros is a billionaire. His trash money is $5 million.
I know. It's like you taking. It's like the equivalent of you taking 50 cents out of your pocket.
And you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna take the year off. He's gonna go on his yacht and sail the Cayman Islands somewhere, and then he'll be back next season.
Exactly. That's very much what could happen now. No doubt about it. And I also have a little bit of information on the same background here. A judge apparently did a little bit of disrespecting of Altuve on this situation. And this is also from Randy Miller of New Jersey Advanced Media for NewJersey.com. Yankees right fielder Aaron Judge was a gracious runner-up after finishing second to Houston Astros second baseman Jose Altuve in the 2017 American League MVP balloting. After Altuve won by a landslide in November 2017, Judge tweeted, "MVP, nobody was more deserving than you. Congrats on an unforgettable 2017 to Jose Altuve." 2 months later, when Altuve was presented his MVP award at the annual Baseball Writers Association dinner in New York, Judge was there and seemingly having a great time while he chatted with the Astros second baseman. All of that great sportsmanship, however, came before the Astros organization was severely punished on Monday for illegal sign stealing during the 2017 regular season and postseason. That's the year that the Astros won their only World Series in beating the Yankees in 7 games, American League Championship Series. Judge's thoughts: it appears that number 99 may believe what others are saying, that the Astro 2017 accomplishments are tainted because his 2017 congrats tweet to Altuve has been deleted. Maybe Judge is thinking the Yankees would have won the 2017 World Series if the Astros hadn't cheated. And maybe Judge is thinking he'd have been voted the American League MVP in addition to Rookie of the Year that year if the Astros had played by the rules. Judge's stats in 17 arguably were just as good, even if Altuve's numbers were aided by illegally stealing the signs. Judge in 2017 hit .284 with 52 homers, 114 runs batted in, 128 runs scored, and 127 walks. And Altuve won the American League batting title with a 346 batting average while adding 24 home runs, 96 runs batted in, 112 runs, 32 stolen bases. Most of the 30 American League MVP voters sided with Altuve, who finished first with 405 points and 27 first. Judge was second with 279 points and 2 first-place votes, while Cleveland Indians third baseman Jose Ramirez was third with 237 votes and 1 first. So there's a little interesting tidbit for you.
Here's my thought on the players, the ones that were involved in it. I guess all of them, right? Because they were all doing it, right?
Yes. They feel that all the Astros' accomplishments are tainted now because of the cheating.
So, I mean, let them keep the championship, let them keep whatever, but what the players do not get is a trip to the Hall of Fame. That's it. Because cheaters are not allowed in the Hall, and gamblers aren't allowed in the Hall. So if you're gonna let them in the Hall of Fame, then you gotta let Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. That's it. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. There was an article online that was very similar to that as well, saying that that they should be allowed in the same time that Pete Rose is allowed in.
Yeah, exactly, because they were both cheating.
Right. Oh, and I do have another little interesting situation. CC Sabathia is going to be a special assistant to Brian Cashman, and he may also work in the Yes Network broadcast booth, broadcasting games. But Sabathia doesn't want to wear a suit, and he and Michael Kay are not on the best of terms.
Really? Why not?
I'm not sure. I think it might have had something to do with the way Michael Kay was discussing things as far as CC Sabathia starts. I don't have all the details. Maybe you could look into that for a future radio show. I don't believe that Sabathia and Michael Kay are on the best of terms. He would like to work with Ryan Ruocco and do some Yankee broadcasting as well as being special assistant to Brian Cashman.
Well, he already works with Ruocco. They do a podcast every Thursday.
Right. So that's why he would want to work with him on the Yes Network.
Oh, wow. So he's going to be the assistant general manager?
Well, yes, he's going to be a special assistant to
like everybody else.
Yeah.
How many Yankees are special assistants?
I don't know. They
Tino
I think
Martinez, Bernie Williams, all the kind of people, and they never there. Well, they pay these people for what? Even Alex Rodriguez is a special assistant. Where the hell is he at?
Exactly. I mean, he's got a whole a clan of them, more or less. He's got a whole group of them. Oh, and here it is. He added, Sabathia added that he'd love to work on Yankees broadcast for Yes Network, but he said he is not wearing a suit in any media role. The 39-year-old knows plenty about the game after spending 19 years in the majors. The 6-time All-Star has 1 Cy Young Award, 1 World Series title, and 251 wins in his career. And he spent the final 11 years of his career with the Yankees, signing several contracts with Cashman, who has been in his current role since 1998. Now the two will get a chance to work together as New York tries to win its first World Series title since 2009.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The American League is weak right now. So weak.
Right.
So weak because they're going to fire Alex Cora from Boston and all that. And their team is going to be down for a little bit. So, man, the Yankees have to capitalize this year, and we could repeat and win it next year, too.
Yes, I'll tell you. This is the window of opportunity right now.
Because right. Here's my thing, right? The Yankees obviously showed their pure power, right? With the next man up and all that, right? And clearly they were cheating, right? So that held them down. So now that they're gonna be monitoring those things now, right? And the Yankees have the pure power. I mean, the Yankees should come out on top at the end of the year.
Well, you and I both certainly hope so.
I mean, literally, we should all be smoking cigars right now and be like, "Yeah, it's ours." Just start writing it up.
We just can't assume anything. You know how baseball is. As John Sterling says, it's very unpredictable. And in short series in the playoffs, as you've seen, a bad play here or an error there or a walk here or there could change the whole outcome of the game and thus lose the series.
And you're right. And also, not to undermine players on other teams because they may look like they're not that great, but for some hell of a reason, the team does great that year and they go on to a playoff run.
Yes, there's just all kinds of intangibles and different types of things. Every player could have a career year, or they could get lucky in certain situations.
I'll tell you one team we gotta be careful of next year is the Oakland A's, man. They're giving us a problem.
Yes, the Yankees always have trouble when they go out to Oakland, and the A's won 97 games last year, and the Astros might be a little bit weaker without having Garrett Cole, and I think the A's are going to be a very challenging team in that division.
Yeah, and the Twins and the Cleveland. So there's some teams and the White Sox. So it's gonna
exactly.
be so yeah they're gonna all win their division, but we're gonna be we're all gonna get in basically. You know what I mean? That type of thing. We're all getting to get in. But let's see what happens at the final at the final dance, man. When we get to the playoffs, then we have to play. That's it. But
Yes, exactly. And I think we should just about call it now. You know how I have a scratchy voice after about a half hour to 40 minutes. So I would say this was a good radio show.
Yeah, it definitely was, man. It was good talking, and we'll do another one very shortly, man. Gotta do another one on the YouTube again.
Yeah.
Going, maybe twice a week on the YouTube or 3 times a week on the YouTube, for people could hear it until the season starts.
Well, coming up in a month, the spring training schedule will be going, so we'll be more ubiquitous at that point in time.
Yeah, and don't forget, guys, buy a baseball glove. I will be in Heritage Field playing catch before every Yankee game.
Excellent.
Yeah, before the gates open. Warm up for batting practice. So search the First Inning Radio Show. Google that. BX Bomber 2011. And we'll see y'all on the next one. So long, everybody, and see ya.
Take care.